Hello, everyone. This is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love, and thank you for being here in Soul Talk. Let me present you with someone that it is very special for me, and her name is Magdala Ramirez Garcia. She's a spiritual leader and a healer from the Maya Mexica lineage. She was born as a medicine woman from a long lineage of medicine people in Mexico, where she began her walk in her path at an early age, working with medicine people in the pyramids of Mexico. She brings the ancient knowledge of the world to the original through her seminars, books, ceremonies, and journeys. Magdala's purpose in life it is to bring back the ancient wisdom of the union of polarities. She helps to bring back the perfection and balance between the male and the female. She is founder of several ceremonies, including the moon dance priestess that is coming, that we're going to be talking about that, the 144 giving birth of the new world, and the 13 hours of the heartbeat of the mother, unifying all the tribes and often temazcales or sweat lodges. She leads vision quests and journeys to sacred places to share the knowledge. She also provides ceremonies and seminars everywhere in the world. Magdala it is a published writer, and she also have a school online that she's been doing it for a while. Magdala, thank you so much for being in my podcast, Soul Talk.
I am so happy to be with you. I love you so very much. But with all these things, oh my gosh, I'm a busy woman, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
it looks like
Yeah.
that. Today, I would like to talk about the new book that you just wrote. That it is The Liberty Within, guys. That you can find it in Amazon or in her website. And I just read it, guys. So before we start asking you all the questions, I wanted to talk about the book. That it is, besides of it's a very interesting and an easy read, you're gonna find different things that we're gonna be talking today about that. That it is going to take you exactly within from your own liberty, because I find it very, very interesting in all the talk that we're going to be having that is about programming and finding yourself, your own vibration, and all these things that we're going to be talking today. So let's start with the questions, if you don't mind, Magdala.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, in your book, you talk about the sixth sun, that is the same as other traditions that they talk about the fifth dimension. How do we go back?
Mm. Our ancestors have many ancient writings, and there is a lot of knowledge that has our ancestors about. There has been many civilizations that have come and go in this beautiful planet. In every civilization, they call it the suns. Every civilizations that have come and go, it is a big record and understanding. Right now, we are moving into the sixth sun, the next evolution of the human being. And it is the whole planet now moving into a different understanding of who she is. She is going back into her original vibration. And with her, the whole creation is moving into it. Yet it is splitting this planet, splitting, so to speak. People who still wants to experience wars and separation, there is one part about it. People who's ready for a world of or a world that has always been here, then they're crossing into a very different story. It is a very beautiful, powerful times.
That is fascinating, but you also talk in your book about the merging. And I have questions about that. You're merging to what and to who?
You don't exist as you think that you exist, my little sister. You don't exist in that ephemeral world that you think it is. You only exist through the Creator, through the one that created you. And that voice is inside of you and inside of every human being who wants to listen. Yes, your job is to listen and to connect. It is so beautiful to see how people got so completely disconnected, thinking that somebody else needed to connect with you with the Creator. And that has never been true. It was a fat lie because it is you, the one that it is able to connect. That connection, it is truly bringing into a very different understanding of who you are and where are you, so to speak. Merging is because it is the time to understand that place in that uniqueness that you are with the one that created you. Just like the apple and the tree, it has never been separated, don't you?
Yeah.
It has always been inside of the tree as the tree is inside of the apple. There is not one realm without God, and that merging, it is happening as we speak. Yet it is to be your unique connection. No one can do this for you, only you. That making sense?
Yes. Yes. Because right now the world is so confused that trying to be someone else. Marketing doesn't help because you have to be like someone else. But you talk also in your book about going back to your original vibration. How do we do that?
You you're born with an original vibration. And this vibration, you're supposed to keep it. And then as you begin to grow, there will come different octaves that the same beautiful planet, the same beautiful environment will provide for you. And that is how you begin to evolve. What happened with this programming and this enslavement? Well, it happens that somebody come and tell you you're supposed to be like somebody else. And you begin to exchange those tones. You know, there is a writing in our website, and you can find it in there too. And this part, it is so important because every time that you fake it, you can feel that you're exchanging those tones, that it is not truly you. Going back into the original vibration is very powerful because it's happening as we speak. There is evolution and involution happening at the same time. Going back into your own nature, into who you are. It's very, very important. At the same time that the evolution of the soul is taking place. But making any sense?
Yes.
So, how do we get there? Well, can you be you and not be afraid to be you?
Yes. And
And sounds simple, but very complicated, huh?
that takes me to the next question that it is about the liberty. The liberty we see it in textbooks, what is supposed to be, but in reality, I understand that when we feel an emotion, we can go back to that emotion again and again as many times. But in the liberty, if we don't know what it is, the liberty, how do we even understand what is the liberty within?
It is a beautiful, sorry, it is a beautiful journey that human beings are embarking on, the understanding of those liberties within. First, we need to explain that there is freedom, and that is about the outside world. People likes to go and fight for those things, and that's okay. But there is the liberty that you have within yourself that it is your connection, it is the recognition of who you are, your autonomy as a soul, without the interference, without the programming, without any of this. And it is absolutely beautiful. You are so used to, I mean, human beings are so used to everything has to do about the outside world. It's about how everything is about the outside because it has been this patriarchal system hijacking very much the soul of the human being. And you go to school, you learn deduction mind, you go into the spirit. People think that God is outside still. Can you believe it?
Yes.
How can in a world we can come back and understand that that liberty has always been within yourself? It is up to you, your own liberation. It is up to you if you want to let go of that enslavement. People don't know that they have been slaves for a long, long time. And when they begin to find it, there is shocking of how much it is happening within themselves, or how do they have agreed or lost themselves for many other things that it didn't matter. Absolutely. The liberty within in this book, we explore very much these inner abilities that you have and why these teachings has been hidden for a very, very long time.
That takes me to a question about that because, like I mentioned in your bio, that you teach about the union of polarities, the
Yeah.
male and the female. The male will be the one outside, everything from outside. The female will be the one from inside. That's what you're talking. The liberty more within.
It doesn't matter who you are or your sexual preferences.
Yes.
You have an inner world, a world that you have access. It's in there where you feel everything. It's in there where you're creating everything. That's what we call the feminine. Then you have your outer world. That is your way of living and how it is your culture, how you have been programmed about it, how you react, how do you interact, what happened to that way of living. And the way of living is the part that it needs to change. It needs to move. The union of polarities is make the inside the same of the outside and the outside the same of the inside. Those places inside of you where there is a bridge right here in these places, it is a triangle that you have in your head to understand those bridges and that connection that you have. Yes, it doesn't matter who you are, the divine feminine and the divine masculine is always needs to be holding hands. It's like God is not male. No, it's not female. It's a big, 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 big energy. So are you. Yet you need to understand this realization within your own self. In the whole planet, you have the polarities. You have electromagnetical. You have electricity. You need to have positive and negative and a neutral. You always need to understand this duality and how this duality resides within yourself. Yes, that beautiful brain of yours, the patriarchal system only wanted you to use 5% if you're lucky, and only in the male side of the brain. Why was this thing that they wanted to stop human being? Because in the other side is where your liberation resides. In the other side, nobody's controlling you or manipulating you. In that side, you understand the free will, the true free will. You cannot have free will if it is only a program. You want to have whatever the neighbor have, or you want to think whatever the neighbor think that doesn't think. And that is how it goes, instead of who you are for real. Those abilities, that inner abilities, it is absolutely natural for the true human being that as you begin to merge with the one that created you, those abilities are going to be revealed and increase, and many more. What we did in this book is just the tip of the iceberg. There was a reason why it was hidden. Many people die because of this teaching. And you're talking about millions of people, and they die also protecting these teachings. Tapping into these teachings in this time and space was very powerful. But understanding those liberties within, are you going to use it for the highest good of everyone? Or you're going to interfere in just only for your own little gain?
Yeah.
That's not liberty, it's just preserving the enslavement and creating an illusion that it is not true. Who you are is the most important thing because you are unique.
And and at the same time, the human being is so afraid of their own light, their own power. So it is easier for them because they're afraid to go and actually see everything from outside. Someone tell me what to do, who to be, and how to think and dress, etc. Because they don't want to put their own power. That takes us also to the other question that I asked you earlier. How we can feel our own liberty with our own vibration and not fear it.
Can you trust yourself? Think about something. You have been programmed to never trust yourself.
Yeah.
You're not good enough. Remember, you're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Go and tell the great mother that her children are not perfect. I don't want to be there. You know,
Yeah.
you need to understand. Tell a rose that it is imperfect, or a daisy, or tell a daisy that's supposed to be, I don't know, a dandelion. You can't. Nobody in nature it is doing this. The only one that is kind of a stupid enough as for not believing in yourself, that's in the table is the human being because of the programming. When you begin to understand who you are and what is it, your true body is a body of light. And therefore, you have all the effects and all the power of the light. Yet, it doesn't work that way until you actually understand it. This means, can you detach or what you think that you are? Because it's a very set. It has been given by the patriarchal system. It has been very much imposed on you. You're going to be doing this and this and this instead of really what is that purpose that you have? What is that place? Who are you for real? What is those places within you? Yes, people likes to work more in the shadow. And yes, we make a lot of shadow work. But can we do a light work? Can we begin to understand that light and how it works? And can you identify of that place inside of you that it is not in the table that you can trust or not yourself? Stop betraying yourself. How can you begin to learn how to trust again in the self? And it needs to be sometimes in slow motion, sometimes it's by recognition about it, like I'm not going to do this to myself anymore, and not allowing the system to tell you who you are.
I agree.
You need to know who you are at all times. Am I
I have
making sense?
yes, I have heard many times from even from many people. It's like you cannot change the identity. That's a lie. because the identity, it is
Mhm.
whatever that someone tell you you were gonna be, or what you like and what you don't like, or dress or think or whatever. So changing the identity to the real identity that is you,
Mhm.
it is the key, correct? With love.
You you have you are a beautiful being. The children of God is amazing, beautiful beings. Yet everything that you think about your higher self, it is you. But you want to put it as something that it is unreachable. Yet the only one that you need to reach is you. Is not outside in that ephemeral thing, is very much that place within yourself. Yet the identification, it happens in a split of a second. And it has to do with the programming, the hijacking. Just let me ask you, you can be in the presence of your own presence. What happened when you're not? Where do you went? Your mind has been hijacked. What happened to you? Can you stop that? And start with that. That's how everyone starts. Once you begin to comprehend, I need to understand my own autonomy and reclaim my autonomy. First, you need to understand what is those places in you that you accept that hijack. And they will tell you how to feel. They will tell you what to think. They will tell you everything so you can be manipulable, controllable. They will create pain for you. People in pain.
Yeah.
Nothing exists but that pain. That place in there. And that's how they manipulate you. That's how they control you.
It's what you mentioned in the book, that it is the perpetrator or the victim, right?
It's a game. Well, the game of the patriarchal system is yes, you are the perpetrator or the victim, but then the victims become the perpetrators and the perpetrators become victims. Are you bored to play that game?
Yes,
So don't play that game.
yes. But that's what you were talking about. And
Yeah.
also, you mentioned in the book that it is about understanding the I am, that we all have that. But how do we? I have heard it in metaphysics, in Connie Mendes, on Sayer-Man, etc., etc. But it feels really outside and far away. How do we can understand it in a different way? Because you mentioned it in the book too.
Yeah, I guess you need to read the book.
Yes, no, I read
But
the book.
let me explain. In order to understand the I am first, you need to understand what means I. It needs to be understood that how can you truly reclaim and recognize yourself? You're not alone. You are all interconnected. That interconnection is what we call love. It is a connection. And the understanding of the I am, it starts with, do you know that you cannot die because you haven't born? You're actually inside of an hologram. And that hologram is there to provide you with lessons. It wasn't there to rule you. It is you, the one who actually a hologram. The understanding of the existence is imperative at this time. And people having troubles. Yes, you transmute a lot of issues and situations in your life, create landmarks that you can visit, pick it up the broken pieces and keep on walking, or shake your nahuas and keep on walking, like my abuelas used to say. But there is a part of you that you need to understand transcendence. And one thing is transmutation, which is good. And another thing is transcendence. Transcendence is you're not what you think that you are. It is much more deeper. And it is not up to me to reveal that. It is up to you to merge with the one that created you to understand the I am. You don't exist in a different way, but only through the connection. You just don't exist in that way that you think that you
Yes.
do.
Now, with all the distortions that they have existed, something that you mentioned in the book, you also mentioned the distortions about love, because love is the second key, or the first key, let's put it like that, for transcend, that you have mentioned.
Or you you born, so to speak, born in a room of love. So at very, very early age, everything has to do with love. Every experience that you have is about love. Every single part of you is connected to love. Every single thought or decision, it doesn't matter how rational you want this to be, if you look closely, there is love involved. You have come in here, and really I'm putting this in quotes because what it means here, to learn about love, messy love, good love, everything about love. But you need to understand that there is a core. What you think of love is not precisely what you think. Love is a connector. Yes, it is a healer, and it is much more. It's a revelator too. It is much more. But it is like understanding how it works, the core of all love. Yes, you're a mother, you're a sister, you love so many people, and every single one of them, you don't realize that all your relations are inside of you, and everything it is connected with the very, very core of that love. The purity of love, it is within yourself. You cannot go and ask for peace. The true human being is a peaceful being by nature. Why? Because she's able to recognize the oneness. Whatever happens to you is also happening to me.
Yes.
Whatever is that tree is because I have that tree inside of me. The new world, the sixth world, everything is about that purity of love. For such a long time, in this exchange of tone, you lose yourself. You become that beggar of love. You change your tones because you're begging for love. Okay, if I do this, then you can love me. Okay, if I pay for this or if I do that, then you're going to love me. Everything, the bargain. They use that as a bargain, and it's not. You don't need to compete for love. You don't need to look for love. How can you look for something that it is inside of you? No one is separated. No one is alone. You can.
That remind me about what is the difference between a beggar of love and people pleaser. I see almost the same.
Yeah, very much. The people pleaser, it is very much embedded in the beggar of love. People thought that as much more they beg, they're going to receive more love. The love that you receive is fake. That is why it is like llamarada de petate. You can feel that rush of love, and then it's nothing. And then you go and look for more. You go and look, see where you can get a little more, just to have that sensation. And that's the distortion that it is. With mothers, you become a mother because of the great mother, not because of your children. How do you relating with your own motherhood? What is the things that you need to overcome? And yes, I understand that there is so much to heal. Yet I also understand that that healing can be like this or can be a lifetime. It's up to you. I don't believe in process. How much you're gonna believe in process is how long it's gonna take you to get there.
Yeah.
People likes to perpetuate the same pain over and over because it's an identity. Whatever that game it was, constantly, can you just drop it so you can see what is the truth in here?
How I call it to many of my students, it is just you just need an aha moment. Ah, and that's it. That
Or
moment.
not, because you're going to bring it back over and over again. Just
Yes,
wait a minute.
but if you understand it in that
Yeah,
moment,
I
it's like,
think
oh,
everyone understand it. That's very true. It's just that they are so addicted to the stories that they come back to the same story. And that is the enslavement constantly.
that's true.
Yeah.
Now, we're living in a hologram that you mentioned already, and you mentioned it in the book too. And at the same time, everybody wants to move from outside of the that hologram, or at least control their life experience into that hologram. And and that goes with the book precisely, the liberty within. You mentioned in the book, in fact, that some natives, when they disappear, so the ones that they were going after them, they could not find them. Not those words, but you put it more nice in the book. But you know what I'm talking about. So, how do we get out of the hologram and have a different life experience and feel that liberty within to change the same hologram that we have put ourselves into it?
Changing the perception is one of the liberties. The hologram is not the bad guy in here. You're the bad guy when you're pushing the same hologram over and over again, so to speak. So, what happened with many stories that we have, it is not that they just disappear. No, disappear for the third, fourth dimensional reality.
Yeah.
If they didn't just disappear, means that vibration is a matter of vibration. And you're going to see what you need to see accordingly to your vibration. When you raise your vibration, you're going to see a different things. That's why I was telling you, just wait a second, read the book again. You're going to read a very different book because it's a different vibration. Human beings are multidimensional beings. And that multidimensionality is absolutely natural for the human being, completely natural. The understanding of how do you begin to understand how that vibration. Let's put an example in here. Maybe that will work. Somebody is persecuting you, you're running. You're scared, you're running. Think of flowers. Think in beauty. They cannot find you, they cannot see you. Why? Because the energy that they are tapping into it is a frequency that you send about fear with a predator who wants to persecute you. When you stop, control your mind, truly control your mind. Think about the beautiful flowers that you plant this morning or this beautiful hummingbird. I don't know, whatever picture that you have, you're disconnecting with that energy and they cannot find you. Just that simple. Now, imagine the whole community. That is what happened in many, many tribes. And this is so powerful and beautiful to see. okay, they're coming to kill us. What we're going to do? We don't have a way to go out. What we're going to do? Raise your vibration. At the moment that they raise the vibration and these people comes to kill them, they could anybody. The same thing that they talk about us now. Oh, they disappear. Makes me laugh. And what do you think we are? It's kind of funny how people think about that. It's
Yes.
not that. It's because you do have the ability to understand what's vibration. And vibration, it's a very important teaching. You see, the mother, the ways of the feminine is like that thread that it is connected, just like a necklace. And you have all these beads. Every bead is a vibration, but the thread is connecting all the vibration. This is about the one is contained in the whole, and the whole is in the one. And that creates a very different story about it. Yes, you have ability to change your perception and to change your vibration. Vibration is what you know and how you make it of living. Can you do what you know deep inside? Can you bring that wisdom forward and live in that truth instead of pretending something that you're not? That is vibration. That making sense? What
Yes.
do you feel?
Yes, the vibration basically, when we raise our vibration, we raise our, at the same time we change our conscience, that where we are in that moment. So
Well, does it is that, or do we are under the new revelations that it is coming from the heart, from that connection with the one that created you? And can you live in that truth? Or you want to keep on faking it? It's up to you.
something that I spoke with another guest that I had here, that he works with addictions, Alan, and something that we were talking about addictions is something that I told him it is more easy to let go the alcohol and drugs, but the behaviors and thoughts or programs that we have
Mm.
is way harder to let go than the things that are from outside, like alcohol and drugs,
Yeah,
because
I
those are
agree with you.
inside.
And yet, I don't want to label as difficult because it's going to be as difficult as you want this to be.
Yes,
It is up to you. You think it's difficult? Well, that's what is going to happen.
yes, but it's more. Let's put it in another word: challenging.
Yeah.
So it is something that if we are putting attention all the time to our thoughts and emotions,
Mhm.
that's the way that actually we can be aware when we're having those negative thoughts or those stories that we're telling to ourselves.
Or emotions. You see, people sometimes have emotion every day at the same time. It's a program.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have a set of emotions. Somebody came and told you, oh, that's anger. Oh, that's sadness. Oh, and then you begin to relate with all these sensations with a name, a label, a definition. And yet it's much more. It's always not just one thing, it's many things happening at the same time. Yet, can you understand your emotional body in a different way by allowing it to flow and yet understanding where it's flowing? For example, if you get angry and your reaction is, stop, observe it, don't identify, and you create this big friction, almost like an explosion within. But wait, that big friction, it helps you to go into the next step.
Mm-hmm.
And yet you need to understand how it works, like understand emotions is very, very powerful. People has been enslaving their emotions for a long time. And yet all the emotions, you see all the situations that is happening right now because people didn't know how to address their emotions. What they told you that is supposed to be is not working. And the system is going to give you a pill only for you to keep on just perpetuating the same thing instead of understanding that there is a different way. Human beings are beautiful, so beautiful. And that has to do with understanding how to understand and embrace emotions as well as understanding the thoughts. Can you think in what you want to think only? Nothing else. Nowadays it's very hard to see people even focusing. And they don't focus for a long time anymore.
This take me
Yeah.
to a conversation that I just had previously with a client that she was tired and lost hope, and she wanted to change the hologram. In other words, so she told me, "How do I change that?" And this goes exactly what your book talks about.
Yeah.
So, can you explain a little bit more? Because I know she's gonna be seeing this video later on.
Changing your perception of reality in taking responsibility is a very important thing. You're not, they tell you you're your experiences, and no, you're not. You are what you learn from it for now. And when I said for now, it's because tomorrow can change. Tomorrow you're going to learn something different.
Yeah.
The experiences are there for you to learn something. So you want to get out of that hologram. Okay, what do you learn from it? Once you recognize what you learn from it, then you can move. Because even you can pretend to move, but you're going to come back into the same thing if you didn't learn anything. So, understanding how to move the perception. And where did that perception comes about? Somebody told you, oh, you're not this, or you're this, or this, or this, and you think that you're stuck in it, and it's not true. Or people say, oh, you're an angry person. No, you're angry right now.
Yeah, but that's not who you are.
Tomorrow you're not going to be. Sometimes when working with people and they come out with so radical in their lives, making a decision for the rest of their lives, I always conclude the things with in this moment or today, tomorrow will be different because we need, even that you're emotional and you're, I will never da 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 da. That it is a big statement. And you can cut it by saying today, you know, tomorrow is going to be different. No, you're not. You're angry in this moment. That doesn't mean that you're an angry person. You have anger in this moment only. Just wait a minute and then you're not, you know.
Now, I know you went to a process to write this book, as other books that you have wrote before. But in this book, you had a process. What was your intention behind this book in particular?
All my life, since I was very, very, very little, I know who I am and my purpose. Working in the ways of Maya Mexica, our ancestors, and understanding the symbols and understanding how, what is this incredible knowledge? I recognize this knowledge everywhere in the world. I have a deep connection about Magdala because, well, that's my name. But that deep connection started at a very early age. I knew who she was. And I went to France, and that was so powerful for me because the first night being in France, they wake me up in the middle of the night, and I began to just journal, going and going, talking about how She needed to show me many things in this ancient knowledge. It was so powerful. I mean, I was never been in France before. I did, but don't remember really that much. But it was beautiful to see. Turn here, do that, and dirt roads and things and places. I just knew it. This understanding and that's where the liberties come. And it took me a big, long process because this is a biggie. This is about Magdala and the Christ and the purity of love. An ancient teaching that they put everywhere in the world, but this shocking understanding of what it means, that purity of love, it took me a minute. I needed to see what it was, all these enslavements that comes from culture too, that comes from family, that comes from all these things that you think that they're there, but they're not. It took me a while to actually write it down. So I have notebooks, sticky notes, oh my gosh, napkins, even toilet paper, of notes and notes and notes about everything. Putting it together, and it took for a while. Once it was finished, that's when I began to realize because the messages began to pour about it. There is such a thing of an old book, 2000 years from the Christ in Magdala, and it is called the Book of Love. Can you believe it? And in there, she called it how do this incredible energy really is the whole thing about this. That book is in some caverns in France, and it hasn't been found, so to speak. I think I tap into this understanding because it's very similar of what it has been presented nowadays and what it is presented in this book. So yes, it took me a while to understand this and how to even publish this book. I don't want nothing to be changed. I don't want anything to be distorted because that's the danger of this. Can people use the liberties for the highest good of everyone? Or they just gonna ask for more money or something, in that hologram about it? How do this is gonna happen? You know, the purity of love or the pure love, the way that she called it. And this has been, yes, it took me a while to finish this book. And I'm telling you, it is just the tip of the iceberg. There's many things that we can teach it in a different way, but not in a book. Yeah.
It's limited. The finding sometimes the words when it comes in emotions. So and put it in.
No, it's not an emotion. It's everything that you are. It's energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Magda, I
Mhm.
know you're having the priestess ceremony coming soon,
Oh, yeah.
but explain us what did you do? What it is priestess first of all?
Well, we have priestess ceremony already for more than 13 years, every year. Even in time of COVID, we did have priestess. Isn't that something? It is very powerful because it is in the sacred land. And very much we bring the people up so they can learn very, very quick. And yes, we have the mascales every day because it is very, very important to have that purification and that new understanding of the self. And I love priestess. And if people wants to come, please send me an email as soon as possible.
But
And it is coming by the end of May. May have 2 full moons, and we always do in full moon.
but explain
So we're
us.
gonna do it in the second full moon. So which is by the end of May.
Okay, But explain us a little bit more because the word priestess been thrown around everywhere. So explain us what do you mean with priestess, please?
You know, in a very, very, very long time, there were such schools of the feminine. And in there, the women were able to learn many, many things about it. What it means to be women, what it means to understand the daughter of the one that created you. And these schools have initiations. And we have Magdala doing the initiations in Egypt. But you have Ixchel, you have Citlalmina, you have Warrior Woman in Mexico. You have many, many women in because these temples were everywhere. In Peru, we found it. And too. Is very in Bolivia, we found it too. These schools of the feminine were the ones who were enlightening the world. And yes, they were destroyed. And a lot of chaos and destruction happened because of it. Priestess for me is about remembering those times and this time now, and how important it is the woman aspect, that woman aspect that has been so hurt for a long, long time. And what happened to you, but also where are you going? The women are the enlighteners of the world, and this is our time. And priestess is a training for that, a training for the new world, but also a training of recognizing who you are.
So that is gonna be in May.
I think it's the 28th full. If you want to come, please send me an email as soon as possible. We coordinate people coming in planes and such. So, yes, there is a lot to coordinate.
The information for that is gonna be down below this podcast,
Mhm.
this episode, so like that you
Yeah,
can check her an
it is
email
in our website. Yeah,
and magdalas.com.
that com.
Yes, but it's gonna be down below this episode, so like that you can find it and send the email if you're interested. And it's gonna be in Arkansas, right?
Yes, we can say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I know also that you teach classes online. So can you tell us a little bit about your school that you have online?
We have the school online. Oh my gosh, many years, another 13, 15 years. It's very beautiful because in there you find what are you doing. You see, women, especially well, human beings actually, they were told life leaves you. So you just go in life and you just go to sleep and just things happen and you don't understand that you have a spiritual work every day. And this is cool. It's different for everyone because you need to reach you. Nothing more. No one more. So it's very unique. Yes, we work with many things and many teachings. Every week, we work with the Calendario Azteca. We work with many things that it is happening at this time. So I invite you, if you're ready to know yourself, if you're ready to reach yourself, yes, come. It is your time. There is a lot of information. And there we have many courses that also is part of the school. We have many beautiful things happening. People from everywhere in the world. I love that too. Different perspectives. I love that too. So, yeah, you can join us. It's in the website magdalas.com.
And they can find also your books in there
In there, yeah,
and in Amazon too, correct?
in Amazon. If there is people from Europe, I really recommend you to buy it in Amazon because shipping and handling from here, from United States to there is very, very expensive. So just
Yes.
get it in Amazon. Yeah. I want the people to know these teachings. I want these teachings to go everywhere in the world. There is another way. You need to understand your liberty. And that other way is going to be presented to you at the moment that you drop that has been enslaving you, that prisoner mentality, in order to understand who you are for real. Yes, we want these teachings to go everywhere in the world.
And right now that we're in ascension and everybody's talking about the five dimension or the sixth sun, that they're looking for different ways to just disappear from here, like kind of the Christian rapture that they have, like they disappear from here and they appear over there. I understand that it's not going to happen like the Christian believes because it's a state of conscience. So how we can achieve that, because I know you talk a lot in your book about it, but at the same time, do you have a, beside of buying the book and reading it and understanding it and feeling that liberty, there's a,
This is a time, it's a time of remembering. It is a time of remembering who you are and what it means, your own nature, and how it's going to take you there. It doesn't matter what kind of technique you want to use. They're all good, or neither of them. It doesn't matter. What it does matter is the recognition of who you are. Yes, it's a matter of vibration, and it is happening as we speak. Yes, you call it the sixth sun, or the fifth dimension. The ancestors call it the world of the enchanted flower. For the Christ, they call it the kingdom of heaven. You have the Shambhala, you have the Bahala. It has many names, but that is the natural realm of the human being. So you're just going back to nature. Yet you do need to understand many things about it. And the training that you're doing right now, everywhere you go, is about who you are. Do you remember who you are? That it is your key to enter. No one can use your key, not even your children. Everyone has a choice. The
so,
conflicted mind, it has been so imposed in the people for a long, long time. And the resolving of that conflicted mind is happening. Yet you need to address it within your own self. Yes, you have assistance, but the assistance go to the natural you, not to your ego,
yeah.
because it's not the time anymore about any of this. It is a time for you to be you. It's that.
And getting to know yourself, your true self, without all the baggage that it was put on us and we have accepted. It is so important
Yes.
because that's the way that you can get to know your true self. Magdala, it has been really my pleasure to have you here. I would like to later on to invite you to another episode in Soul Talk. And for our viewers, if you would like to have this conversation in Spanish, let us know in the comments. And if this help
Ah, me encantaría hacerlo en español.
this,
Claro de que sí. Mm.
and if this help you, it might be helping one of your friends that is needing it to hear this episode. So share it with your friends. You have questions, put it in our comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps this channel to continue going and to have more episodes like this. Thank you so much. This is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love.
Gracias, Simone. Thank you, Tlatzopomate. Tlatzopomate, everyone. And I will talk to you soon.
Thank you.